What's up guys, it's Light Spiral here, and today I'm bringing you a video of who in my opinion are the top 5 farmable healers in the game. Now this is just going to be based on their actual healing ability, not their overall usefulness. It's just going to be based on how good their heal is. And so, how good they are at healing your team, whatever. So the first monster I'll put on this list is going to be this right here, Teon, the Light Garuda. Now, technically this isn't farmable if you already fed yours, but you get one at the very beginning of the game. And basically this skill, his third skill, does an AoE heal of 20% every 3 turns when it's maxed, or if it revives someone, it's every 5 turns, but so it can also revive, which is nice. And so that's what puts him at the 5th spot, is just that he's not an amazing healer. It's 20% every 3 turns, but it's better than a lot of farmable healers because there's not that many farmable healers to begin with, and then some of them aren't that good. Like Teon is not really that great, at least in my opinion. Now, the number 4 monster right here is going to be right here. Let me find her. Colleen, the Fire Harpoo. I think this is a really good monster, but in terms of healing abilities, this skill just heals your full team by 25% every 3 turns when it's max skilled. And so it's just slightly better than Teon. The same cooldown, but it's just an extra 5% AoE. I do think she's a lot better than Teon though in terms of her usefulness, because her first skill attack break and second skill heal block, as well as they're both multi-hit, so they're good in necro. But so I do think Colleen's really good, just not the best. Number 3 we're on to is, let me see, this guy right here, Ahman. I know a lot of people don't like him, and I personally don't like him that much either, but in terms of a healer, he will heal full team by 12% of his max HP if you get a crit. So the build, you do violent, whatever, revenge is good too, with speed, crit rate, HP. Now the reason why this guy is not as good as you'd want him to be is because you want your healers to be fast, ideally, so they can get their heals off a lot. But the faster you make him, the less HP you'll be giving him, which will mean the less his heals will be. So I do think he can be a really good healer, especially for your first Giants team or your first Dragons team. But he doesn't really go well after that, once you start getting into a speed team or anything, because his first 2 skills do nothing really except activate this passive, which will heal you. So that's why he's down here. In terms, this is based on just their actual healing ability, and it is possible to make it so your Ahman heals better than the number 1 and the number 2 spots, but it's very hard to do that. So that's why he's at 3. So the number 2 spot is going to be Bella, the Light Inugami. A ton of people are going to be familiar with Bella and Ahman and their Giants teams and their Dragons teams. But Bella will basically heal AoE 30% every 4 turns. So this can be worse than Ahman, or it can be better. It just depends on how tanky your Ahman is and how fast your Bella is, But Bella's a much better monster in terms of overall usefulness because she has this defense break and a buff strip. But in terms of the heal, it's a pretty good heal for a Nat 3. It's the second best healer you can get in terms of a Nat 3, if you ask me. And I'm sure all of you guys know about Bella. And then, so for the first spot, the monster I believe to be the best healer out of all the farmable monsters is, let me find him, this guy right here, Rikaja. This skill, if it's max skilled, and all your allies are alive, will heal 40% AoE every 3 turns, which is double what Teon the Light Garuda does. So, yeah, it's very good. He's a Nat 2, so his skill ups are easy to get. Teon's skill ups are also Nat 2, so they're easy, but this guy's a Nat 2. His first skill isn't going to be that good for you. It's a speed debuff. Second skill is a stun and damage according to your defense. But I used Rakaja in my Giant Speed 10 team on the account where I got to Giant Speed 10 before I made a 6-star. I have a video of that. It's called like Full Wind Farmable Giant Speed 10 team or something like that. I have a playlist of Giant Speed 10 teams. You can find it in that playlist, the video I'm talking about. But I used Rakaja as my only healer in that team because he heals 40% every 3 turns. He's really good. He doesn't need high HP or anything. You can ruin him just like Swift or Violent, and then Energy with like Speed, HP, and he'll heal a lot and he'll heal often. And so that's why I have him number 1, just because his pure healing ability is actually really good, and it's a heal that is better than any of the Nat 3s, I think, better than any other Nat 2s or Nat 1s, and even better than a lot of Nat 4 healing abilities, because when you think of it, there's not too many monsters in the game that can heal better than 40% every 3 turns. There are people that are better, like Praha, the Water Oracle, or Ariel, the Water Archangel, but those are Nat 5s, and this guy's a Nat 2. So that's kind of that for my list. If there's any other lists you'd like me to make for top 5s, tell me in the comments. I'll try my best to make a video on it soon. If there's any other videos you want to see, you can also just tell me in the comments, and I'll see if I can make it. But that's all I have for today, though, guys. So may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows.